Candid Sports.
What if the real reason the Minnesota Vikings have never won a Super Bowl isn't because they might have overlooked the AFL champion Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl IV, kind of like the Colts did in Super Bowl III, or they went up against an almost 70s dynasty in the Miami Dolphins in Super Bowl VIII, or against the dynasty of the 1970s, the Pittsburgh Steelers in Super Bowl IX, or in 1998 with a 15-1 record, losing to the Falcons in the NFC title game. Yeah, I really don't have anything for that one. It is because they were hacked by the Russians. Hacked election? That was just a distraction, while they went after the real prize, the NFL, and apparently the NFC North. It's all part of a coordinated effort to ensure Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, and the New England Patriots continue to dominate the NFL. Thought this was just the greatest quarterback in team history, and at the time of his retirement, the NFL's all-time leader in passing yards and passing touchdowns? You're wrong. The Vikings were not the only team to draft Fran Tarkenton in 1961. He was also drafted in the 5th round by the Boston Patriots, who are now the New England Patriots. Means hacked by the Russians. But that's not where the hacking stops. In 2013, the Vikings signed quarterback Matt Castle, who in a 4-year college career passed for 192 yards total, but was still drafted by the Patriots. The Pats didn't draft Matt Castle to be Tom Brady's backup. It was so the Russians could hack the Vikings. One of the greatest receivers in Vikings history, Randy Moss, who broke the single-season record for receiving touchdowns, but did so while playing for the New England Patriots. Means hacked by the Russians. In the early 1970s, the Vikings emerged as a serious Super Bowl contender behind the dominant Purple People Eaters. And the Russians could not let that dynasty threaten what they were going to build in New England. Now some of you will say, then why did the Steelers dynasty come to be? If this is the case, we will get to that in the next episode. And others will say that Matt Castle and Randy Moss played years after the Purple People Eaters and could have nothing to do with the Russian hacking of the Vikings. But that's what the Russians want you to think. And as the Russians position themselves to take over the NFC North in Chicago, where after the Bears destroyed the Patriots in Super Bowl XX, they had to be stopped, which their quest for a repeat was stopped the following year by the Washington Redskins in the divisional round of the playoffs. The Redskins finished the 1986 season with a 12-4 record, good for a wildcard berth, losing the division title to the New York Giants, defensive coordinated by current New England head coach Bill Belichick. Had the Redskins won the division, the Redskins would not have played the Bears in that playoff game. Means hacked by the Russians. And in Detroit, where Matt Patricia is the head coach, who coached under Bill Belichick. Yeah, that one was pretty easy. Means hacked by the Russians. Because the Russians must stop Detroit from becoming a Super Bowl contender. Though the Lions have done a pretty good job of that themselves. And in Green Bay, where Vince Lombardi coached, and the Super Bowl trophy is named after, which Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, and the New England Patriots have held up in the air triumphantly 6 times. Means hacked by the Russians.
What the hell's going on out here?
So if you've ever heard of Minnesota, ever used Scotch tape, it was invented there, ever watched the TV show Vikings, know anyone who's ever seen the TV show Vikings, ever been to the Mall of America, know of the mall's existence, ever watched the film The Mighty Ducks, remember Randy Moss mooning everyone, know who Randy Moss is, then you've probably been hacked by the Russians.